Hello and welcome again to my channel. Today we're going to start our air fryer series. So we're preparing plantain in two different ways, and those are my ripe plantains. That's 3 ripe plantains. I've got olive oil cooking spray, salt, and my air fryer. So let's start. So today, like I said, we're going to be starting the air fryer series. I can't talk this morning. Okay, so plantain 2 ways. So we'll do the dodo in the air fryer. That's the fried plantain edition, but this time around it is not fried. It is air fried in our air fryer. So dodo and what we call boli in Nigeria. Boli is the roasted plantain. So we are going to do it in those 2 ways. So yes, I went to get a chopping board, so I'm cutting open the plantain. And notice I didn't use an overly ripe plantain for this, reason being that I'm going to be doing the boli, which is the roasted one, and for boli we don't use overly ripe plantain. It's just exactly like this. Make sure it's ripe but not too ripe. So for the dodo you can decide to use a very ripe plantain, but boli is exactly like this. So I've cut open the plantain, and I'm going to be cutting it into small pieces. So I don't want to do the regular, where we slice the dodo this morning. So I'm going to cut it into a fun shape. So I'm going to cut it into strips. So you can decide to cut it into any shape you like. I just wanted it to be fun, to be a bit different, and that's why I'm cutting mine into strips. So have fun with the shapes you make. You can do this with your children. Make different shapes and make it an exciting time. So I'm cutting that into strips of plantain. Do be careful when doing this. I know there are cutters that can be used for this, but I'm using knife. So if you're using knife just like me at home, please be careful, because the plantain, to hold it is a bit slippery. So do be careful when cutting it. So that's a whole plantain, and I've cut it into strips. So I'm going to be seasoning it with salt. So just a little bit of salt, actually, just a small bit of salt. That's about a pinch of salt. Then I'm going to use my olive oil spray. So I'm spraying the plantain, and I'm spraying it majorly because I don't want it to stick to the pan of the air fryer. So there's a pan in the air fryer and I don't want it to stick to it. So that's why I'm spraying the plantain. And I'm mixing everything together. I mix the salt and this oil spray together. And another reason, apart from not wanting it to stick to the pan, I also want it to come out individually. I don't want it to be clunked together or paired together. Okay, so I'm transferring it back into the bowl. And that's it. I'm mixing it again to ensure everything is mixed well, and we're going to put that in the air fryer. Okay, so that's the air fryer, and that's how it looks. That's how the inside of the air fryer looks. I'm trying to adjust it so you can see the inside very well. That's the inside. It has like a sieve. Yeah, I think a sieve in there. So I'm going to spray the inside again just so it doesn't stick to the pan. And I'll pour in my plantains. So I'm trying to separate it with my hands. Like I told you, I don't want it to be all I don't want it to cling together or I can't seem to talk this morning, but I want it to come out separately. So that's why I use my hand to separate each one of them. And yes, we are going to put it into our air fryer. So and that's it. So the settings for this is I put the temperature at 180 degrees and it will be cooking for 20 seconds. So I put it, sorry, 20 minutes. Oh no, 18. It was 18 minutes that I did. It was so make sure, the major thing is make sure you read the manual of your hair fryer. Mine says 18 to 22 minutes. So I put my timer in 18 minutes and temperature in 180 degrees. Okay, so while that is cooking in the air fryer, I'm going to pick up the second and third plantain, and we're going to be using that for roasted plantain, which I call boli. So I'm peeling it just like I did the first one. Yeah, this does not need any seasoning, no salt, nothing. So I'm just going to make some marks with the knife on the skin of the plantain, and this marks is majorly so that when it is cooking the heat can escape from there. We don't want it to burst open on its own, so that's why I'm making those marks, so that when cooking the heat can escape. I don't want it to burst because I want it to still be appealing to the eyes when I bring it out. Okay, so I'm going to cut the second one too. I'll make some marks on the plantain. Oh yeah, I'm cutting out a part of it that is getting bad, so I cut that out. So I'm going to make some incisions on it, on the plantain, on both sides, on the two sides. Not something really deep, just lightly. Don't cut it too deep. We don't want to cut the plantain into two. Okay, so that's done, and that's the two plantain that we are going to be using for our roasted plantain, which is also called boli. So I'm spraying it with the olive oil spray again, because of the same reason I told you about, because I don't want it to stick to the pan. Okay, it's time to check our plantain. Bring it out from the air fryer, voila! And that's our plantain all done, golden brown, and you can see that it's not stuck to the pan, which is good. And yes, so that's our plantain. So I'm going to pour that out into a bowl. Yes, and you can see our plantain. It came out really nice. It's not stuck together and it's not stuck to the bottom of the pan. So that's really good. This is my preferred color. I prefer this golden brown. Some people like it to be darker than this. It's no problem. If you want it to be darker than this, just make sure it stays, just allow it to stay more in the air fryer. So depending on how you like it, but this is perfect for me. So yes, the next thing is we're going to put the plantain, the roasted the plantain that we already peeled, into the air fryer again, and I'm just spraying it just to make sure that the plantain doesn't stick to the pan again. So yes, and yeah, there it goes. And we put this into the air fryer. So I said this air fryer on 180 degrees too, and this is for 20 minutes. Okay, so this is after 20 minutes, and I'm bringing it out to check. Oh yes, as you can see, our plantain is well roasted, evenly browned on all sides. That's perfect. That's perfect. I'm going to pick it up so you can see the other side. Can you see it's all golden brown around? And yes, that's our boli done. You can pair this with anything. That's the plantain. I paired mine with some tomato and fish stew. It was yum. I enjoyed it. And you know, eating this, and this is my boli too. Also, I paired it with tomato sauce, and my husband had his own with ketchup. So please try it and let me know how it goes. Till I see you next time again. Bye.